Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa and today we're going to be doing some SFX on my mannequins. So today we're going to be doing like a mouth stitched and throat slit effect. I'm just going to like take that off of her, and then we're going to do a throat slit and a mouth stitch look, and we'll see where it goes. Okay, so first off we have some scar wax. So this I'm just going to work a little bit. We're going to fit it over her mouth. And then we're going to blend it a little bit. I like to blend with my fingers a little bit more, but you guys can blend with like the back of a brush or with one of these tools like here, but I prefer blending with my fingers. So we're just gonna blend this a little bit so that it's nice. I think we're going to use a little bit more and just put her over here. A little sponge. The nice thing about the mannequins is you can add on a little bit more scar wax than you would have put on a human, so I kind of like that. But it's a little harder to blend. Okay, I think that should be great. We can work off of that. Okay, so secondly, what I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna turn her a little bit so that you guys can see. So now I'm gonna make a nice little gap here. And this is just an easy effect for beginners, so we're not going to put an actual thread or anything, but I'm going to show you how to do an easy stitch effect. So now we're just going to take a toothpick and slash it through like that. This is how I used to do it at the beginning. So there we go, we can just, there we go. So now we're going to need our brushes. Let me just see. You're gonna need like a really thin little brush like that. I'm gonna put my hand there so you guys can see. Really thin brush. So generally the colors that I use are red and blue, because blue makes the cut look deeper and red is obviously because we want the bloody effect. But before we do that, I just need a little bit of contour so that I can just blend it slightly a little bit more with her skin. So let's see, you're going to want to match up your contour to fit. I'm thinking like a mix between these first two. Okay. You're just going to dab a little bit, just so that it matches the skin color a little bit more. You can use like liquid contour too if you'd like, but I prefer the powder on the mannequins because, like I said, the liquid contour, some things are harder to blend on the mannequins. Okay, so now I'm going to start with the red. I'm going to start with the red. Now you're just going to line them everywhere inside those little slashes you made. Okay, now you want to clean your brush or take a new brush. I just cleaned mine. So now you're just going to take your blue, do the same thing. If you can't find blue, you can also use black. Black generally also makes the cut look a little deeper. You just want a darker color. Okay, so that's the basis of the mouth. So now you're going to take a little bit of fake blood. I'm just going to pour some in this little cup here. You don't need a lot of fake blood. You see, you just need a little bit. Now you're just going to take your little brush. You're going to get the blood on there. And then you're just going to put it in. I'm just going to hold her a little bit like this so the blood doesn't run too much, just so that it can dry. Because I don't want all of the blood running out. It's okay if a few drops like drip off, but I don't want all of it to drip out. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little sponge. And firstly, I'm going to test this on my hand just to make sure I can get a nice stipple effect. And then we're going to add a little bit of blood on her face. Okay, we're just going to add a little more. And there you go. There we go. That's the slit mouth effect. I'm going to bring it a little closer. I will also be taking a couple of photos afterwards, so then I'll also put that in the video so you guys can have a little bit of a closer look. So now we're going to take some more scar wax because we're going to do the slit throat effect. So now you're going to make a little worm with your wax like that. Just make sure you can get a decent length out of it. Just make a little worm. So I'm going to tilt her again because it's just easier for me to work this way. And then again, you're just going to blend that. I'm just going to blend it, make sure it stays straight. Well, as straight as you can get it. I think that is on there enough. So now I can hold her like this. I'm just gonna continue blending that. There we go. Dab it. If you guys want to see me do this on an actual person, just let me know down in the comments. It's just easier for me to do these effects on the mannequins because they complain less. You know, because if I do this to a normal person's face, they can't talk and they can't really tell me if they want to go to the bathroom or anything. So it's generally a little bit harder to do that on people. Luckily, I do SFX rather quickly, so it's not that much of a problem. I've done this on myself as well, but it's a little harder to do the throat thing on yourself. And because I wear glasses, it's also harder to do a lot of SFX on my face. Okay. I think that's good. Okay, so like I said, we're just gonna take a little bit of contour just to make it blend in a little better. Okay. Okay, that one should do. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're basically just gonna slit it with a toothpick. I also thought that the mannequins will be a little bit creepy for Halloween because they tend to creep a lot of people out, and I used them in a couple of my Halloween videos, so I decided I'm going to do some SFX videos on the mannequins because usually I just use them to practice on. So you guys don't always see me use them, but I just thought today, like, I'm just gonna use them and you guys can see what it looks like when I actually practice SFX. Sometimes I practice it like on my hand, my arm, my leg, but now you can see what it's like actually practicing. These mannequin heads actually come in really useful. I love them. Okay, so now we're going to take the red again. We're going to take our red and just go all along the cut. But yeah, the SFX actually does vary a little bit based on the mannequins and actual humans. It does, there's definitely a difference, you can tell. So now we're going to take our blue again. Just add it inside. Oh, that smudged a little, I can just clean that up. So that's the nice thing with SFX too. Also, if you make a little bit of a mess up, you can fix that with the fake blood a little later. So that's a great tip for beginners. Sometimes you just lose a little focus or your hand just slips. Even professionals make mistakes. So there we go. That is the blue. So now we're going to take our fake blood again, which I poured into this little cup here. And we're just going to add in some blood. Okay. Okay, I think I'm going to tilt her again like that. It's just easier. I'm going to turn her a little more. Oh, and obviously the wounds look more real on actual people than mannequins. I mean, it looks pretty real, but I mean, since it's a mannequin, it really takes away from the realism of the effect. Turn a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to take my sponge again, dip it in the blood, first test it out on your hand, and then you can add it on the person or head you're working on. Kind of sounds weird when I just say head like that, mannequin head. And now we're just going to fix that little mistake we made with a little bit of fake blood. And there we go. And there you go. There we have it. I'm going to show you a little bit of a close-up. Again, I'm going to take some pictures and I'm going to add them in here as well. But there is a basic slit throat and stitched mouth effects for beginners. Okay guys, so by the way, her name is Trudy. I forgot to introduce her at the beginning, but I did introduce her over on my SFX page on Facebook. So if you're also interested in seeing more SFX, please go check out my Facebook, and I'll link that down below if you're interested. But yeah, her name is Trudy. The one here at the back, her name is Tiffany. It's Tiffany and Trudy. So for those of you interested in seeing the cleanup, I just wanted to add this like at the end. So for those of you who are interested in seeing the cleanup, it's relatively easy. So I'll show you quickly. All you're gonna need is like a cloth, or if you have wet wipes, I ran out. So we're just gonna use regular water and a cloth. We can also use makeup remover, but I don't like to use chemicals on my mannequins. So we're just gonna spray this water over everything. And we're just going to wipe it off. And it's really that easy to clean them, guys. So you're just going to keep spraying the water. There you go. And you're just going to wipe it off. And the blood also don't stain. It doesn't stain clothes, or it doesn't stain the mannequins, so it's really great. But they're not hard to clean. Some people think they are, but they're not. So getting this out in the mouth is a little harder. I take the back of a brush, back of a makeup brush, and you just scoop it out. There you go. Oh, there's still... Okay, there we go. We have a cleaned mannequin. and yes, it's really that easy to clean them. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!